This is fun for me. There's a lot of Wesleyan people being honored here, and I'm here to talk now about Senator John Hickenlooper, Wesleyan grad, I believe a geology major, which is an interesting thing to do at Wesleyan. They actually had an incredible geology department. This probably is not the most interesting part of the program for you. As you know, Senator Hickenlooper has dedicated his life to public service after opening a microbrewery, I believe. Previously serving as the governor of Colorado, the mayor of Denver, he continues to fight for fairness and justice in Washington, D.C., a vocal opponent of the Trump administration's harmful immigration policy. Senator Hickenlooper has consistently fought for a more humane and fair immigration system. Most recently, he worked alongside another Wesleyan graduate, Senator Michael Bennet, to support legislation restricting ICE arrests in sensitive locations such as schools, places of worship, thereby protecting the rights and dignity of immigrant communities. Thank you, Senator Hickenlooper. There he is.
That was unexpected. I knew I was going to get this, and I was pretty excited. But I didn't know my wife was going to be the person handing it to me. I also didn't know that Brittany Pedersen would be receiving the award before me. Was one of my models on how to, I spent a lot of time as a mayor and a governor, which basically, it's like whack-a-mole, but we really aren't skilled in the legislative nuances, need I say. And Brittany has been a great teacher, mentor, very patient, but a trailblazer in every way. I'm not going to re-say that what's already been said. You guys know just how dire the circumstances are, that every time we allow anyone to be picked up outside their place of work, at their home, outside their school, without due process, get locked up, and in some cases sent away, that's an attack that will eventually come down on all of us. We know that from the most superficial, cursory glance at history, that authoritarian rule grows exponentially. It metastasizes. And your work here and what you're doing and getting the word out to larger and larger groups of people about what really is going on, what it means to a family to have children separated from their parents. When you're looking at twin kids being pulled apart for some devious reason that can only be, in reality, cruelty. These stories have to be told. And these days, if you're trying to get news to cover something, news only covers things now that will go viral, that will catch people's attention. News is no longer news, it's got to be entertainment. And the same with politics. So we've all got to be paying attention to our social media platforms. Who do we know who's an influencer? How can we push out the stories that you're all hearing today and make sure that they get out? Because when you tell them they're going to have credibility, make sure they get out to people that will continue to expand it. Because that's, we've been working on doing an event in Washington on Gay Pride with the Kennedy Center. As you can imagine, if you know anything about the Kennedy Center, that's a difficult challenge. But it's very important to recognize that when, in the late 90s, 10 or 12 years, suddenly it was being accepted all across the country. The American public bought into this as this is what it should be. We're going to do the same thing with immigrants' rights. And that future, I love hearing the statistics of how many people in our construction business are immigrants, how many people in our hospitality industries are immigrants, how many people in each of these industries are immigrants. Most of them have the right papers and documentation there, they got green cards or they're citizens, but they are immigrants. If we cut it off right now, which is what a lot of these mopes are trying to do, it will take only a couple of years for us to be suddenly facing shortages in all these different businesses. And I can tell you, we went out, we were offering $22, $24 an hour for people to pick peaches out in Palisade. And there were not people here who were willing to do that work in the hot sun. And now that we see that again and again and again. So what will happen? There'll be all these shortages. We'll see prices go up. We'll see inflation. And hopefully, at that moment, and hopefully without as much suffering as we're seeing today, hopefully this bridge will be more rapid and more heartfelt. We'll get to a point where we can actually see this as a golden opportunity to finally get the border secure. Why don't we have full immigration reform? And I think there are Republicans in the Senate that will support this. I think there are Republicans in the House. Lord knows there's plenty of Democrats. So let's make sure we keep our social media amplified. We keep talking about these stories and look at that victory, that shining opportunity that could be with us in 6 months or 9 months. And it's so tantalizing. It's going to take all of our effort. So thank you for being part of this effort. Thank you for this award. I promise I won't let you down.